Hey everyone, welcome back. And this is going to be my top 5 anime of winter 2014. I know this is kind of late coming, but um, I just obviously just got this a recording device back in, so that's why this is coming so late. Anyways, though, some of these, um, wait, and by some of these I mean the only one I've actually reviewed so far is number 4 on this list, but I will end up reviewing all the rest of them as well. Anyways, let's get this started then. Number 5 is Magical Warfare, also known as Maho Senso. Now, this is an anime that gets a lot of hate, and I know why it gets a lot of hate. Apparently, it's because it was based off the light novel, and the anime apparently butchered it. I don't know if I can actually read the light novel or not because I can't speak fluent Japanese, and I don't know if the light novel has been translated. All right. I do plan on reading the manga, see how well that is. So that is, although I've heard that it's actually behind the anime right now. All right, but that's why a lot of people don't like it. I recommend it if you haven't watched or if you haven't read the light novel that it's based on. If you have and you loved it, you'll probably hate the series, but I really enjoyed it. That's not to say that it doesn't have its flaws. It most certainly does. And when I finally get my review out for it, then you'll know exactly what I mean by that. It definitely has its flaws with plotting consistent, not really plotting consistencies, I don't think, but just things that aren't explained well enough in the plot. A lot throughout the course of the entire series, all 12 episodes. So I can see why some people, even if they haven't read the light novel, wouldn't like it in that regard. But I still thought it was an enjoyable series. I don't think it's possible for me to hate a series done by fucking Madhouse Studios. Alright, just saying. So, Magical Warfare I thought was really good, although I'm definitely a minority here. Number 4 is World Conquest Zvezda Plot, and I actually have reviewed this one. So if you want to see my full opinions on it, then you can go check out my review, but only minorly, but it reminded me of Code Geass a little bit when I watched it, just on the simple premise that it was about this group wanting to take over the world. Alright. And not succeeding here, but I think there might be a second season in which they might go for even more of Japan, and then maybe like other countries. That'd actually be really cool because this series was really fucking good. I really enjoyed it, and obviously because it's on this list. Now, it's not the organization that you would think of though. Zvezda is led by this little girl named Kate, and these other like misfits, I guess you call them, because they're not the normal people you'd think who would be trying to take over the world. I mean, the only one I'd say who's really like that would be Goro, who used to be the leader of a gang, of a really infamous gang. Alright, and then of course Yasu, who used to be his underling in that gang. So, yeah, I mean, those are really the only two who I'd say, okay, you might think they seem like the type of people who want to take over the world, but not everyone else. Everyone else seem really out of place, but that's where the whole fun of the series comes in. You know, you want to see these unusual world conquerors, I guess you could say, succeed. And that's where the whole fun of it comes in. Especially Kate leading the fucking charge. First off, how old is she supposed to be? Because we saw a flashback with her and Lady Palma, I forget what her real name is, years ago, and Kate looked like the same age, but Lady Palma looked like the age that around the age rather that Kate is right now. So I don't think they ever really stated exactly how old Kate's supposed to be in the series, but she looks really fucking young. But that's the whole fun of the series, you know. That brings a lot of the comedy, but it also brings a lot of the conflict as well, because like I said before, you want to see them succeed. And that's why I really love this series. Number 3 is The Pilot's Love Song. It was a surprising series. It's quite a generic romance in that sense, but I have always stated that that originality is dead, and that being original means nothing in creating a good story. All that you need to create a good story is proper execution. And I tell you, the Pilot's love song executed the plot that they cobbled together perfectly. Honestly, there was a kind of like a bullshit cliffhanger, I guess, at the end. Um, but I think that only means like they probably want to make a season two, which I'm all for. All right, some people, due to this cliffhanger with I forget the name of the main character, but him going after the main his love interest. People are saying that why bother with the second season when he'll probably just go there and meet her, but I honestly think it's probably way more fucking complicated than that. Alright. But the series was really good. It dealt with the romance quite good by anime standards, or really by young love standards in general, because generally when anime deals with romance, it deals with young love for some reason. It rarely deals with anything else, but it deals with the concept of young love really fucking good. Alright. Because this is how kids think of love. Let's be honest. This is how I thought of love when I was his age. Alright. Let's be honest now. So, I mean, when you think about it in that context, it's actually really well done. All the characters were really enjoyable, and I just really enjoyed the series. And number two was the Bone series of the winter season of 2013 or 14. That would be Noragami. Like, a lot of people hate on the winter season of 2014, but I don't think I've heard a person yet bitch about Noragami. Noragami was amazing, and I think, like, due to that, plus, well, Space Dandy, I guess, even though I wasn't too fond of that. And also the True Bone series of this season, at least so far, I honestly think Bones is starting to come back from the rut they were in previously. Honestly, I think Bones is starting to get really fucking good now. Again. But Noragami essentially has, like, I think the description of it that I read before I started watching the series said it has like 8,000 gods in there, even though we only see a few. But obviously in a or 12 episode series, we couldn't have like 8,000 gods, obviously. That would take thousands of episodes, probably, at best. But anyways, though, the main god is a god named Yato, who was one of the gods of calamity, and he meets this human girl named Hiyori Iki, who, after coming in contact with him, ends up becoming a kind of like a spirit thing separated from her body. Her body basically just falls asleep on the ground. And then we learn about the near shore, which is the area where mortals live, and then the far shore, which is where the area where gods and spirits and phantoms and whatnot lives. And it's all just really interesting, the story and everything, and the characters, and I thought it was constructed very well. Like, this is classic Bones right here. Bones is starting to prove once again that they actually know how to create a competent storyline. I'm not sure if this was an original story like a lot of their series are or not, though. In fact, I'm going to look that up real quick. Hold on a sec. Okay, there is a manga. December 6, 2010. So, yeah, the manga was first. That's right, I remember, because the final of villain, Rabo, apparently was an anime exclusive villain. And despite that fact, people don't seem to... Noragami's so fucking good that people don't seem to complain that it had anime only villain. Yeah, you know, that's when you know you created a great fucking series. Alright. 12 episodes, and then there's going to be a OVA released. Well, one was already released. The next one's going to be released July 17th. So, yeah. But Noragami was really fucking good. I definitely recommend the series if you haven't watched it already. And number one, my favorite anime of 2014. And it's already in the running. For my top 10 favorite anime of the year. Already. Buddy Complex. Buddy fucking Complex was an amazing series. Now, it was another Sunrise Mecha series, so you already know the standard stuff is going to be good. You know, the art, the music, and the animation. You already know all this shit's going to be fucking amazing. Just because it's done by Sunrise. Alright. But on top of all of that, what we have here is a series that brings up a lot of fucking tension. Another series that reminded me of Code Geass, although Code Geass was also done by Sunrise. Although not quite to that extent, but Buddy Complex still brought a lot of tension to the table. Its plot was unique, maybe not completely original, but it was definitely rather unique, and all the characters were likable. And I loved how the plot came full circle in the end. Despite the fact there was a cliffhanger for season 2 and a to be continued, so we know we're gonna get a fucking season 2. And I'm psyched for the season 2. No clue when it's gonna come out, but I definitely recommend, if you haven't watched this series already, then you do. Because it's awesome. So yes, but anyways, that pretty much does it for my top 5 anime of winter 2014. All of these series I highly recommend, obviously. So yes, but anyways, overall, hope you enjoyed this review or video, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.